start with class 2, which is demo of the TikTok extensions. You have to sanitize your hands. Ask your client to do the same. Make sure you sanitize all your instruments and disinfect them. The first step is nail plate prep. Nail plate prep means making the nail clean and dry so that the product holds well onto the nail. Always cut the free edge. After that, apply Soft, which is the cuticle softener by IBI. After you brush the cuticle softener, you have to take a cuticle pusher and push back the cuticles. This lifts a lot of dead skin and at the same time you get maximum nail out. Then you use the back side of the cuticle pusher, which is the knife. Then you cleanse the nails with use sanitize to remove the residue of the cuticle softener. Then you nip only dead cuticle. Make sure you do not cut living skin and only cut dead cuticle. Once you have cut the cuticle, you are going to take a 180 by 240 grit buffer and you are going to remove the surface shine of the nail. When you are removing the surface shine, make sure you use the buffer only in one direction. You are only supposed to remove the surface shine and you are not supposed to thin out the nail. Always file the natural nail round so then you can get the right size of the tip. This is a nail duster. You're going to remove the dust from the nails and cleanse the nails again with use sanitize. Make sure you never touch your nails, the client's nails, after you have cleansed it, otherwise you will be adding the oils back. Now you apply U-Prep, which is the dehydrator. You have only removed the surface shine, but there are oils in our natural nail. The U-Prep helps us get rid of the oils in the nail. Then you get your box of tips out. We have sizes from 1 to 10. 1 is the largest size and 10 is the smallest size. Measure the tips. Make sure you get the right size of the tip. The transparent part of the tip is called the contact area, which sits on the natural nail. Your tip measurement has to always be very correct, otherwise there can be a lot of problems. Once you have measured the tips, you're going to take some glue and put on the contact area and fix the tips. Make sure that there are no bubbles while fixing tips. Too much glue or too little glue can create air bubbles. We can either put some glue on the contact area or we can put some glue directly on the natural nail. Both is correct. You hold the tip with the index finger and the thumb, and from the left hand you give pressure upwards and fix the tip. If there is any excess glue, you can just dab it with a tissue. Once you have fixed the tips, you're going to take a tip cutter and you're going to cut the length of the tip. The ideal length of the free edge should be approximately 25% of the nail bed. But if the client insists, you can give her a longer length at her own risk. Once you have cut the tips, you're going to take a 100 grit buffer and you're going to blend the tips. For natural nails, you have to use a 180 or a 240 buffer, but for blending the nail tip or for filing the acrylic, you have to use a 100 grit buffer. You have to remove the demarcation line, which you can see is on the nail, and create a perfect natural looking nail. You have to work on the plastic that is sitting on the natural nail. Once the tips are blended, remove the dust and cleanse the nails again with U-Sanitize. Then you apply the dehydrator again only on the natural part of the nail and not on the tip. Then you apply the acid-based primer, which is called U-Bond. If you want maximum adhesion, you can also use Easy Bond, which is acid-free primer. Now you're going to get your box of TikTok forms out and measure the right size that will go over the tip. We have sizes from 1 to 10 here also. You're going to take a right measurement of the form which will go over this nail. You have to make sure that you get the correct size of the form. It shouldn't be bigger or smaller. Once you have achieved the correct size, you're going to apply acrylic on the form. You can take any color powder, it can be clear, pink, nude, whatever suits your client. And you're going to take some monomer in the dapping dish. This glass dapping dish should be covered once the monomer has been used. You can take a brush either size 8 or 10. This is a pure Kolinsky sable brush which is used only for acrylic extensions. You have to first saturate the brush to remove the bubbles from the brush into the monomer. Then you will take the amount of monomer depending on the size of the bead you need to roll. You will roll a bead only with the tip of the brush and not immerse the brush into the powder. You always work only with the tip of the brush. Once you put the acrylic, you pat it from side to side. Then you take a second bead and similarly pat it from side to side. Most of the times 2 beads are enough. Then you're going to fix the forms over the tip, holding it at an angle. giving pressure from beneath. Make sure you do not press the foam too much, otherwise the product will move forward and the nail will become very thin. You can remove the excess acrylic with the help of the pusher. You can apply some monomer near the cuticle area to avoid any lifting. You're going to do all your nails, and after a minute or so of finishing the nails, you remove the foams. You can see that the nails have a very high shine. You do not need to buff the nails. The shape is already formed. You only work on the sides and the mouth of the nail. In case you need to have round or oval nails, then you need to file the mouth of the tip at the point of tip fixing. Remove the dust. You can see you have a high shine nail. Practice will make it perfect. Make sure you keep practicing your buffing steps.